Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to Wolfinia. This is episode 283 of my Minecraft survival series, and in the last episode, we took a little detour from the established plan. We built our first build here in the outer districts of Wolfinia, that build being our fire station, which will allow us to provide essential services throughout all of Wolfinia, especially here in the farm district, where we really need fire safety. Now, we were not able to fully complete this build in the last episode. We were not able to fully complete this in the last episode, but as of now, all this structure really needs is an interior. We could probably knock this interior out fairly soon. We're not going to worry about today, though, because there is other stuff here that requires our attention. So, what we're going to work on today is the interior of the crown to start off with, specifically the corridors of the crown. Then we are going to shift our focus here to the outskirts of Wolfinia, where we need to continue to deepen our seafloor. Just continue working on the two major projects that have dominated a lot of my time here lately in the city. These are the two projects I want to see done soon, and by golly, we are going to get them done. Maybe not soon, but we will get them done eventually. So let me go ahead and address this for anybody wondering if we were going to go out into the world and travel some trails, tell some tales in this episode. The answer is no, we are not currently going to do that because Mr. Wolfens has his priorities, and right now his priority is all of Wolfinia. He wants me to get some stuff done here, and I want to get some stuff done here, so we're going to focus on this for now. We will, eventually get to that other stuff. But as I said, right now my focus is on the crown, specifically the area from these upper entrances over to, well, basically this is the second floor. We're going to build a corridor that's going to kind of hug this back wall as we round the crown. Now, how we transition to these areas from the towers is going to be a little bit tricky. I guess maybe not so much on this side. This is a bad example. We do actually have a fair amount of room to play with here, so forget I said that. Let's go ahead and pretend that what I was saying just now applies to this side instead. So let's go ahead and make our way over to the entrance to the second floor on this side, where, as you can now see, we do have a lot less room to play with. It is more squished, it is more cramped, it's going to be harder to actually work that in here, which is why this is the side I want to focus on first. Now, we've been working on the crown for a little while. We already know what our block palette's going to be. We know what the general style of it is. So right now, what I'm going to do is just kind of replenish my supplies here, and then we're going to jump right into it. So first things first, we need to figure out our floors, and we need to figure out our walls. Now, as we discussed, this area is going to be more cramped as we transition into the greater second floor on this side, just because this opening is so narrow right here. But if we don't make that comparison to the other side, I don't think this is actually that bad as we transition now. I don't know. Looking at that, it's more open. It is a little, yes, cramped, but keep in mind, we can take out some of this exterior right here because this is no longer going to be an exterior. None of this stuff actually has to be here anymore, does it? No, it does not. So we can actually take a lot of this out and open this area up, hopefully, quite a bit. Now, obviously, this is all a problem of my own making because we do have our exterior walls, which I do want to remain thick. I also want to add a layer of interior wall here. So basically, I want to have two layers of wall with the interior here being a cleaner design than the outside. Now, is that really necessary considering we already have a wall in place here that could serve as our interior wall? No, it's probably not necessary, but I'm going to do what I want to do. All right. So, I mean, looking at this, it's not actually that bad, though we could give ourselves a little bit more room if we were to push this back a little bit right here, because this is a section of the former exterior. I think we need to leave this in place because this is needed for the window that's right here. Then again, the window is unnecessary. That's looking out into basically nothing at this point. So if this is not enough room for us, then losing a non-functional window probably wouldn't be that bad. But that is generally what I'm going to try to figure out and build over here. The other side, as we said, is going to be cake compared to this side, and it's not even worth worrying about, all right? So at this point, you guys have a pretty good idea of what I want to do. I know what I want to do. Owie, I'm going to go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and call the drone on over here, put on a little bit of music, and get to work. Welcome back, everybody. We've made progress. We finally got the crown corridors in on both sections of the crown. Let's go ahead and have a look at them. We'll go ahead and make our way over here, have a peek at this side first, since this side is a little underwhelming compared to that side. Probably wouldn't be as noticeable if I'd stop making the comparisons, but I can't help myself. Anyway, let's go ahead and have a peek at the entrance. This is the entrance right here. It's actually not that bad as you walk into here. Nice little transitional area up the stairs into the actual corridor, which is very similar to what we have on the other side. This, of course, leads out to what will be the second floor of the crown. We can do a third floor up here. We will do a third floor. As far as the corridor goes, though, that is only going to consist of this one corridor right here, because our roof will be on this level somehow. We'll figure out how we're going to work that in eventually once it's time to worry about the roof. But obviously things will get a bit more grand once we have more space to work with, and we do have the space to work with for the remainder of the crown, so I am looking forward to that now that we've got all this stuff taken care of and out of the way. Let's go ahead and hop down here to the bottom floor of the crown where you can, we just jumped down through this, but you can see we can see up there, which is a feature I wanted to have, and I really like that. I think it's nice. That's about all I have to show you on this side, so let's go ahead and have a peek at the other side, which is very similar, but better, because I can't stop making the comparison. This side is much, much better. So, obviously, all this mess, all my junk right here will get moved. But as you can see, this area is much more spacious. We do have a little bit of breathing room here on this side. We also have a secondary entrance where we can come in here from the exterior up this little ramp right here. More options. We can also access the top of the walls from here as well, so that's nice. We can also just sit down here and just kind of relax, enjoy the nice openness of this area in particular. The corridors themselves are pretty much the same. I think we have one less lantern hanging from the ceiling, but that's fine on this side. Got a building inspector over here just checking things out. We'll let him do his job as we fly down here to check out things from the bottom. This is, again, very similar to how the other side is. We have our copper blocks right there, much like we do in here. Do I want to do chains up there like we've done chains down here? I think I do. Yes. In the name of cohesion, I think this is something that needs to happen. And I think I potentially like this better anyway, so let's just go ahead and have a peek at it. Yeah, I do like that better. A little bit less light, but I do like it better. We'll go ahead and do the same thing to the other side as well. All right, I think that is about it for the corridors. I am feeling pretty good about that. I think that's where we're going to call it for the crown for this episode, because there is still other work that needs to be done elsewhere just outside of Wolfinia, namely this large chunk of land right here that needs to be removed. Our seafloors need to be deepened, probably our biggest project here in Wolfinia thus far, just getting the seafloors around the entire city the way they need to be. I'm gonna go ahead and start getting prepared for that. Dolphin! Leave my beacon blocks alone! Holy crap! No, stop it! This is mine! This is mine! All this is mine! Hey, Flipper! Flipper, you need to chill, Flipper! Oh my goodness! I'm faster than lightning, and I don't want to be! Give me this stupid thing! So I think I want to focus on the far side of the water today, the side of the water closest to these outer islands. We'll leave the section that's close to Wolfinia for, some later date. The plan is basically to get rid of roughly half of the remaining land. So you guys know how this goes. I think at this point we are ready to go. So let's go ahead and call the drone on over here, put on a little bit of music, and get to work. Hi, it's me, and you guys might notice that the storage system is currently active. You might also notice that you did not get to see it get filled up with blocks from our resource gathering, because somebody forgot to push a record button on the drone. Now, this person who forgot to push that button shall remain nameless to avoid blame. But as you can see, we did clear out a little section of land right here. It's actually kind of a big section of land, or at least it seemed very big when I was doing it, but we did get all this cleared out without it having been recorded at all. Now, I will personally make sure that this nameless person remembers to hit that record button so that way we can actually get footage of the rest of what we're going to be doing today. Again, we don't want to place blame. We're just going to go ahead and get back to work.
Night.
Welcome back, everybody. As you can probably see, I did a little bit more than I initially intended, or at least more than I told you guys I was going to do. I ended up cutting out this little section right here that I forgot about a while back. And after doing that, I decided I would go ahead and chip away at this a little bit. So we do have a pretty good amount of land taken out at this point, with only this little bit remaining. And I do think we can probably knock this out fairly quickly, perhaps even in the next episode. And then that'll be it for deepening the seafloor surrounding Wolfinia. After that, all we really need to do is go in and basically shape the seafloor, because we have a lot of sections here that does still need some shaping. We have land over this way, or seafloor over this way, that needs some terrain features added to it, especially over here where a lack of planning caused me to go right up to the shoreline and take out all the land. We will have to address all this as well. Now, I will say I was doing some thinking, and it occurred to me that one might think that my poor planning, or sometimes complete lack of planning, is purposeful. You might think it's purposeful. For what reason? Maybe to create conflict in the videos, to create more content for myself to make. And to be honest, I would love it if you guys would think that. If you guys could just be under the impression that I'm not as bad as I actually am, that would make me so happy. Anyway, it is now time to go over our incidental resources. We got plenty of iron, we got plenty of coal, we got a little bit of clay. This is just the stuff we get naturally doing what we do. And then, as far as tools go, well, we did go through a lot of tools. I am on my last Silk Touch pickaxe at this point. So really, I would have done more, but this is all I could reasonably do without going and mending, which would have broken my momentum anyway. So I think this is probably as good a place as any to call it for the day. Let me go ahead and get packed up and throw some of these things into storage, and we'll say our goodbyes for now. All right, my friends, I think that is as good a place as any to call it for today. We did make some pretty good progress in this episode. Did a little bit of work to the interior of the crown here, did a lot of work to the sea floor out there. And I am feeling pretty happy, pretty satisfied with myself. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please be sure to hit that little thumbs up button. That would mean a whole lot to me. And if you want to see more, please remember to subscribe. But as always, I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I deeply appreciate it. And until next time, I hope you enjoyed your stay in Wolfinia. I'll see you guys later. I'm about to hit something.